and a little bit of story pieces. So we are this slightly obese creature that is living in a hotel room, ordering lots of pizza and ice cream. We have a fable for that. And this is also how we started the adventure. We need more ice cream. So we go down to Carlo, which runs this hotel we stay in, the Wum House, and ask for more ice cream.
We're gonna be standing in line for a little bit. Awesome part of any speedrun.
Yeah, this is a main feature of this game. You actually have to wait in line sometimes. It's great.
I got the best text box. These guys can
Damn.
do one of 19 different random text, like... What the hell? I just got it twice.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is godlike RNG.
Yeah, I mean, someone can calculate the odds of that 1 in 19. For both of those, the one in the middle always says the same thing, but the first and the third ones always, like, do random stuff.
Yeah. So we got our ice cream, and we got that under the condition that we don't make a mess, because that's apparently something we do usually. And as you can already see from the sprite of the ice cream, that's not going well. So we'll see how our little fella down there at the service desk reacts to that while we mess up the entire hallway here.
Also, the splotches you leave out in the hallway here are actually in the same spots when you come back to clean them up later in the run. So you can, if you're lucky, yeah, you can get 3 splotches on the left screen and 2 on the right one. And that's pretty much optimal, but sometimes you get 4 and 2 or 3 and 3 and stuff like that.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Took me a while to realize that too.
Yeah. This is the point where we realize we have not been really obese, but just swallowed our television. And
we're not gonna get it back. That guy stole it from us, but we don't have time to get it back.
Yeah, it's not fast. We don't have to mess with that guy. Instead, we're gonna go down here to the which of the Alice dudes is it? Is it the Alice Vissa?
I think it's the Alice Denka. Or either that or the Alice Veta. I always mess those two up.
The interesting thing is this is by a Dutch studio, so you have a few words or names in here that are definitely inspired by Dutch language, at least if they are not actually just Dutch words put into here. So I think this is the Alles Veter, but I'm not sure. Yeah. And I'm assuming that translates to Alles Wisser in German, which also means like person that knows everything and is kind of a know-it-all.
That actually makes sense. I never thought about that. he is kind of like that.
Yeah, that's, I think, his character.
Right, we got that little dialogue skip there. If you open the inventory, as you like jump into that character, he usually like equips onto your head, like when he starts talking to you. But if you open your inventory before that and then equip an item right as he equips onto your head, he will get unequipped and you skip the entire dialogue.
Yeah, and that's really useful at that point. And another one a little bit later where you pick up another friend that talks to us a lot. So this is our first little boss fight. Looks a little different every now and then. Like this is I guess a secret version of the boss that appears if you... I don't even know what you have to do to have that appear.
It just happens randomly. And it also loses time if the boss dies on the right side, because your partner that you just picked up starts talking to you. If he dies on the left side, you can barely make it off the screen before he starts talking to you and you skip that dialogue.
So right now we are on our way to the altar that hides the way into the underground. So we're making our way through the Vom Garden right here. Boden's gonna do a couple of platforming jumps, I guess, and this little trick right here, you can shoot through that vine to get through that section faster. Oh, neat, he jumped off the safe pod. I've not seen that.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, it looked fast, so all good.
It's probably not faster than the normal jump off the platform there. But it was pretty cool, so I'm just gonna pretend like that was on purpose.
Yeah, it was definitely on purpose. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
we
ate the
picked up.
butterfly.
What again?
Yeah,
We
that's the
had
second time that's
Victoria.
ever happened to me. You can eat the
Yeah.
butterflies there and they heal a bit of your HP, and I found that out during a run like a month ago.
Yeah, that's cool. And the game is full of these little details. We sadly have to mash through all the dialogue, so we actually go through it fast, but like the dialogue is hilarious at parts and just cute in general. It's a very wholesome game, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things where you'd think, wow, they thought of that in this game.
Yeah. And we have to get past this right here to progress. So we collected a bunch of items on the way, got the bucket from that first boss you saw, picked up the Fnacker helmet on the way. And this is Blendbeak, or something
Blendbeak.
pronounced like that.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You can manipulate him into doing a specific pattern here. Sometimes he just does this. Doesn't want to cooperate. That's Blendbeak. I got a bad pattern here, but it doesn't really matter.
As long as you don't get squished, all is good, I think, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't get killed by that attack where he falls into the middle. Because since we're playing on easy, nothing really does any damage to you, and that's actually, I think that's the only insta-kill like attack in the entire like run.
And that's difficulty, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Or like, I think I've definitely been like insta-killed by the tram before, but that's a different story.
Oh. It's not really a boss fight. I mean, depends on how you define boss fight.
I mean, you've been pretty consistent with your early games, so you get towards the tram at a sort of consistent like timing. So that worked out really well for you so far, I'd say.
Yeah, it's like set to the same timing as the train. So if you just get through, you know, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. So we got the match for this section right here, so our little bird companion doesn't need to fly off and get us something because he won't let us pass us through here otherwise. And we also saw us get into a little secret area where we upgraded our bucket that we picked up earlier.
Yeah,
this is a little bit... Sorry?
We use that for a single boss and then we never use it again.
Exactly, and that's the one right coming up. However, I think, is it essential for getting like fast Bluffknoft?
It would at least make it really hard to get it fast. I don't think it would be possible. I've never tried it, but it doesn't seem plausible.
Yeah.
Because you can just barely get it even with the bucket upgrade.
Yeah. So these little flower lion hybrids called Blyones are really, they dislike rocks, so you go down here and help them. And you... too bad. Around. Okay, he turned around.
Yeah, if he doesn't turn around there, you have a chance to get him to burrow in the middle, like as he comes back from the right side, so he doesn't walk over here to the left side. But we didn't get it. And usually if that happens... Oh, okay, no. We got the normal Bluffknoft, so to speak.
Yeah.
There's
So he usually paces left, right. He can even go up the walls, like up to the ceiling and all that. But of course,
yeah,
you want them to just go to the right and then back to the middle, and then it's over. That's the fastest way to do it. It needs a little
okay.
bit of luck.
Yeah, if we make it out to this screen here fast enough, those Leon guys don't talk to us. Which is kind of convenient, I would say.
Yeah.
And now we're back at the entrance of the Wum house.
Yeah.
The place we got thrown out of at the start of the game.
Back home. So we're gonna check on Carlo and if he still hates us.
He still seems pretty angry.
Aww.
Now we're gonna have to clean up our mess. Which, you know,
Well,
it's fair. I get it.
Fine.
It is kind of slow, though.
Yeah. But haven't found a way around it yet. Because right after this we get a pretty crucial item for the run because it speeds up the whole thing, which is the bazooka. And for that you need to have access to the Wum house and like this floor specifically that we get on. And you can't do that at the very start of the run, like in the intro when you're still fat. So we go through the game normally until like here.
Yeah. What's unfortunate about having to follow people around is you have to wait for them to cross over into the different screens and you can't, like, walk ahead of them.
Yeah. If you try, you get just pushed back, so
it's kind of
you're
annoying.
forced to. Yeah.
But yeah, this guy's gonna give us the bazooka.
Yeah. So the Wum house and sorry?
You'll have to listen to the annoying bazooka shooting sound for the rest of the run.
Yeah. Lots of splashes.
What were you gonna say?
What I was going to say, the Wum house in general is filled by like a lot of characters. Like there's a grunkle or so that just recites old war stories. There's this weird neighbor that is like living under a set of boxes. There is, I don't know,
The guy
like
in
a
the
part of.
bathtub.
Yeah, right. The guy that just sits in the bathtub all day. Like, and all of these are just so fun to talk to if you play this game normally. And yeah, the cooks in here have cooked up something quite special.
Yeah, they noticed that we eat a lot of ice cream, so they wanted to make us a really big cone of ice cream, but, you know, they kind of messed up at some point during the process and created this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be an ongoing problem in this world that food is becoming alive, but it's not really explained why that happens. It's really fun though.
Yeah. There's several food boss fight characters. Oh no.
Nice.
Okay, I caught a bubble. They kind of spawned in weird places. But yeah, now we can use the tube system. And get another really important item in the run. This cake that this guy just gives us for free.
Well, he kind of seems like he stole it, so
That's
he's
none
very
of our
nervous.
business. We just get the cake, we don't worry about where we got it.
Yeah, I guess he gifted it to us now. We get the union, so we need that very much later in the run, but that's very important. And now we borrow this transit pass for the train. Like the Popo chip card.
And if you make it to that Popo chip card, like within 25 minutes of you starting your save file, the train over here will actually be on a set cycle that you can barely make if you walk over here immediately.
Yeah.
And you can, you can like do a trick in between there if you want, if you're going for a world record, but we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. It's risky in that you can accidentally sell an item, like the cake. But the cake is important because it sells for a lot, and we are actually able to sell items repeatedly without losing them if you execute it correctly. If you don't, you might accidentally sell them up there. It's a problem because we don't have like all the time we just need, but yeah. And this is the train.
Yeah, we
Is it called
just...
the Run train?
The Popo train, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, you just sit here for 2 minutes and wait for the train to go. It takes like, I think, 1 minute 50 seconds. And you can't really do much here. You can talk to this guy. And you can also play a little mini game on the train, but so far every time I tried to do that in a speedrun, it's given me like an error message on the, like in the mini game in the game, you get an error message.
Alright, yeah. I think I remember that. Somebody posted in the Discord that you can actually play that for more than just until it crashes, but I don't know how that works. Maybe you have to beat the game and then come back.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah,
By the way, do we have anybody out of the Wuppo Discord watching? That would be like drop us a little hi or something in chat. Do you know Frogfile by example?
Yeah, but they're not from the Wuppo Discord.
But you're their favorite runner. I think that's notable.
That's very nice.
Shout out to Frogfile.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna make our final voyage over to Popo City.
Yeah. And while we do that, I think I wanna I have a shout out for this marathon because I've been I had a run here, I've been hosting a little, and the guys doing all of this are really amazing, kind people, and it's really cool what you did here. And we, of course, as well as the marathon, are still raising money for COVID-19 relief. So if you have a couple of bucks left, you can drop that through, I think the command should still work. It still works, yeah. You can drop us $1 there, and if we get to 1,000 at the end of this marathon, we will have an additional run here at the end of the evening, or, well, for us Europeans, it's like 6 in the morning, so we're probably not gonna see that, but it's still, I would watch that as like a VOD, so please donate to all that.
We're in Popo City now, and we have to wait in line for the second time in this speedrun. You know, I've thought about it while doing this run, and you know, waiting in line is pretty much the opposite of a speedrun.
That's true, yeah. The thing is, since it's like 15 seconds or so, I'm perfectly down with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait in line than, I don't know, the train segment is sort of... I would be okay if that wasn't that long.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anyone would be mad if it wasn't 2 minutes long. Well, I'm just happy we don't have to wait for the Wonder Splank rides in this run.
Oh, right, yeah. So there's other categories of this run. Your health is actually called happiness, and that's that little red heart you see with the number right there. And when you do nice things for people in here, make them happy, you gain happiness, so you gain health. And this NPC right here is very important for us because Betty is sort of illegally like selling weapons down here, and she's gonna give us a very important item, like an upgrade for the bazooka that increases pushback. But first we're gonna
sell one of the story important characters at this shop. Yeah, there he goes. We do that because he talks to us a lot in the run, and if we sell him here, he doesn't talk to us. Anyway, I think I need a bit of quiet here for a second.
Sure.
This is pretty hard. Oh, that's unfortunate. I actually fake ate the cake instead of fake selling it.
You don't even consume the thing and you get fat. It's all of the benefits you want out of food. The good thing is we can just eat chemicals, so we unfatten ourselves.
Yeah, I wish I could do that in real life.
So we've got enough money for the run, so we're able to get the rapid fire upgrade for the Gum Gum Gun, which is the fast shooting weapon that we have been using before. And the bazooka that we used for speeding ourselves up now has huge explosions, and that gives us more knockback.
Yeah, we missed the tram unfortunately, but we can just walk instead.
Yeah.
To burn off some more of those calories we just consumed.
Exactly, and try not to get run over by the tram coming back.
Yeah, I think we should be fine.
I always get nervous when I see that because I've had really good runs die here, but that was quite a time ago.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but if the timer at the other station says 1 minute or something higher than that when you start, you're pretty much always fine.
Cool. So, yeah. We're in the big city of this world. There's lots of stuff going on here. You can what's the job you do here again? You deliver newspapers, right?
Yeah, you deliver newspapers and you can jump on little
Oh, you can
energy
work in the
making.
factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the Popo hat, which acts sort of like an arm for these guys because they don't have limbs. And the swimsuit that will be important in the city. And we went into the hotel really quick to change the day-night cycle because we need nighttime for a shady NPC to appear.
Yeah, doesn't go out at daytime. And then we have to bail his friend out of jail for him. Well, not really bail him out, we break him out actually.
There he is. That's Travis. Travis has a gang and a really cool hat. And in order to get access to his secret shop, which is really effective of getting through this section of the game, we'll help him right here and get his friend out, as you said. So this hat has that feature of having like a little arm thing attached to it, or like a... What do you call that again? And I have the German word, but...
Claw?
Claw, I guess?
It's like, you know those things you pick up trash with?
Yeah, or those at those carnival fairs where you press buttons and they move along.
Trash pickers.
Trash pickers, yeah.
That's a good name.
Wait, what? Claw? If you mean the pushers, we just call them pushers.
Pushers?
Pretty simple. We just stick to simple terminology. We're simple people.
Okay.
Let's just call it a hand.
Sort of. We have to like buy an extra limb, I say.
We have to buy 10 junk from this guy twice to get 20,000 credit, which advances the city's credit to 100,000, which advances the story. Then we have to go over here and pick up this thing. I've lost an uncountable amount of runs to not picking this thing up.
I'm really proud of you for remembering that. I guess you'll never forget it again.
Yeah,
I
learned from my mistakes. We just have to walk halfway back the way we came just like a minute ago. And then go down in the sewers, basically.
Yeah. So the city has a problem with Knaft infestation, which is sort of I guess a local species that just eats junk. and well, like a lot of them have migrated into the city, and that's mostly because this thing has eaten up all the junk down here.
Don't call him a thing, it's Brevis.
Oh, sorry, yeah, he's cute.
He's pretty nice once you get him to be smaller.
That's true.
Yeah, there's like some really finicky setup for skipping his like phases where he charges at you and tries to eat you. But yeah, when you only do it on the second phase, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works. It's really weird. I think you might be able to get like 2 phase skips if you're really lucky, but I haven't been able to get it. This was not a phase skip, by the way, I just didn't get enough food in his mouth before he did this. But if you do get enough food in his mouth, he kinda just starts spitting out stuff immediately without trying to eat you. So if I just shoot enough stuff in his mouth, which didn't happen once again, yeah, we can just finish him normally.
Nice. And he died
like
all the way
all the way
down.
down. That hasn't really
Sweet.
happened to me. I wonder if he actually spawns all the way down.
Probably
Oh,
halfway, yeah. I think that's best
still
you can
pretty
get.
good. Yeah, for some reason, depending on how high up on the screen he like dies at the end, he spawns there and then he has to like float down to the bottom really slowly. So you want him to die as far down as possible.
Yeah, so this is Brevis. He got a little angry as more as he ate. So yeah, he's actually pretty chill, and we can just reunite him with his favorite Vam. And that guy is causing a scene right now. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not letting the credit stream reach 100,000. Because once the credit of the city reaches 100,000, they will drill a new space for like them to inhabit. And yeah, he's stopping this from happening because of the Kneft infestation. And we tell him that it's fine because we just calmed Brevis down, and then he'll open the... Oh, this is convenient.
That is really convenient, yeah. Nice.
But yeah, he'll calm down a bit once we show him Brevis. And then he'll open the credits stream, and then we can go to the drill hall to go to the new room they're drilling to. These ones down here in the drill hall say some funny stuff sometimes.
That one just said, "To the trim hall!" I think. Oh yeah, we have a lot of junk.
20 junk that we don't use. Excitement. Are we there yet? Best invention ever.
Yeah, these guys are cute. So we're slowly making our way into the final chapter of the game. And what are we gonna do there? We're gonna solve puzzles. We're gonna
save
play
the world.
some sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play sports, do puzzles, summon eldritch beings, and save the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to go. These guys are just gonna talk to us a little bit because they want to explore this new place. And we're, of course, gonna follow them.
Oh, you got the thing.
The little glitch with the green squares.
The visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Sometimes when like you gain control there, all the ones get like their little hitbox showing around them, or something like that, or like a frame, and then it disappears again. But yeah, we just found out the Fnackers are alive, and now we're gonna go check it out. But these guys are gonna run away because they're cowards.
So here comes a skip. Perhaps?
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay, second try.
Yeah,
So...
if you don't do that, you can tell them.
Yeah, so we've named that Fnac name skip, and it's basically so when you enter that room, you're automatically putting on a helmet. Oh, nice! You get stuck there with like thanks now not being there.
Yeah, if you jump early enough, you don't get stuck there. But I kind of forgot to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, Fnac name skip. You enter that room. You usually wear that helmet to disguise yourself, and at the very first frame or so, you can actually equip something else. So you stand there without disguise, which the game is not meant to have you do there usually, unless you don't have the item, and that usually aggroes all the room, and you are like you insta die at some point. Like, there's a set timer. If you spend too much time without disguise in the room, you'll just be killed. And yeah, we use that to lure some NPCs out of their position and outside of the room that usually would start a conversation with you. So that's a neat little trick.
I went the wrong way.
Oh god, I wouldn't know
I know where I
you...
have to go. It's fine.
Okay. I do all of this intuitively. If I'm messing up, I have no idea how to back up.
I do that mostly as well. I just kind of know how to do it now because I've done this a lot. And I've also like made a tutorial on how to do it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
nice.
It's like in the Wuppo speedrun guide.
Oh, right, you made that Wuppo speedrun guide. Where can we find that again? Is that in the Discord? Is that on speedrun.com?
I put it on speedrun.com, both the written guide and the video guide, and I think the written guide is pinned in the Discord.
Cool. So if there's anybody out there that wants to try the hand at the speedruns of this game, play it casually first because it's really fun, but then you can definitely check out the speedrun. It has its quirks, and it's, well, for the most part, it's laid back. Then there's fake selling, which is sort of tedious, but once you get the hang of that, very fun.
Yeah. It's definitely a pretty rewarding speedrun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that doesn't count. Okay. Yeah, if you don't stand on those pedestals there for long enough, it doesn't actually count.
You have to stand on those pedestals? What?
On these things, yeah, you have to like stand on them. On
those, yeah, right. As you said it, you stood on the ones in the middle and was confused. Because I know, like, the start of this cutscene sometimes, like, it takes longer sometimes for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get it either. If you fill out the bottom pedestals first and then the top one, it sometimes goes by fast, sometimes it doesn't. I've also noticed that if it takes longer to like actually go into the summoning thing, the summoning itself doesn't take as long, but I don't think it like balances out all the way.
That's weird, okay.
And this dialogue is like
long.
Death. It's really taxing if you're trying to like really mash through it fast. But hey, they give us the musical instrument. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And now we can make some music.
You know how when you played one Metroidvania game, you've usually seen all the different like gimmick abilities that you usually can get, and Like you played one game and you know most of the stuff that's gonna happen in another one. And I think like that music box and how it reacts to stuff is something quite unique. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You can like activate some moving platforms and open some doors doing that. Also, here's the second one of these little dialogue skips. This one's actually more important because the dialogue's way longer.
I think that's at least like 50 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's pretty long. But unfortunately, we can't sell that side character, or we don't have the possibility in the run to sell that side character. I think you can sell mini Fnac, right? Like, it's possible.
Ooh, I don't know. I never thought about that because you would have to go to the Fnacker store thing, and that's not directly on our way.
Can you take him out in Popo City? Is that like, or does he like not want to come out?
Oh yeah, you can take him out. I think.
Yeah, you could just backtrack to Popo City and then do that with the light. Like not in a speedrun, but just in general.
Yeah. Okay. So we use a little fella as a disguise, and nobody really notices that we are not one of them.
Yeah, they're kind of very mean to ones. As you saw earlier, where they would have like thrown rocks at me if they saw me walk in without the hat on.
So now we're gonna play some volleyball.
God.
Or sorry, Fnac ball. And the most efficient way. What?
Should really be called Bleak Ball. They kind of stole it.
All right.
But yeah, we just kick this mud ball around, try to get it on our side, our team's side, because it's faster to lose than to try to win.
Yeah. Because then you just have to deal with one of these guys, sort of as like an RNG machine.
Yeah, if you stand here and the ball comes from over there, you usually get it to bounce where he isn't standing. Alright,
yeah.
That's it, and now we're gonna do an item transfer, I hope.
Yeah, good luck.
I might have closed that out too late, now we're fine.
I think we're fine, right?
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Nice, okay. So, Bowden saved there earlier, and then as soon as the NPC was throwing the item, he's loaded the old save pod, and that actually transfers the item over. Like, it flies all the way from the arena up to here, where we were before, and that just gets rid of some backtracking. And while I was explaining that, he also did a neat little bazooka jump, like that one trick jump we found that actually makes this weapon upgrade a little more efficient, other than just pushing us around more.
Yeah.
And that skips a little boss fight down there, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can just not fight them and just push the box and then jump out, but it's still a lot faster.
Oh yeah, that was tedious. I remember. Because sometimes they would hit you really bad if you just were like unlucky.
Yeah, they'd hit you like every time you tried to jump up. That was really annoying. I'm glad you found that jump.
Yeah. I was just glad there was some trick jump anywhere in the game. I was so sad we had the bazooka and it was not making a difference anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, we did a little boss fight here. Gonna keep using our musical instrument to move stuff around here. And we have, on the way up here, collected all the items we need for this chef's soup, which is the onion from the farmhouse at the very start, then the consolation prize of the Fnac ball tourney that we just went through, and then we have a little friend that is a Fnacker and therefore has the ability to throw up rocks, which is something these guys are really proud of and is part of the culture. So it goes into the food.
I haven't had the soup, but I'd imagine it's pretty good, especially because we're now also in the soup. And we have to fight him from inside of the soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he raises the soup level at a couple points, and if you're lucky, after one raising, you can actually, like, hit his hitbox from below, but I haven't been able to do it very consistently, so usually after 2 raisings you can kind of jump into his hitbox like that, and then he boosts you out of the soup, and you can start fighting him up here, which is honestly a lot more annoying, but we got it.
Yeah, nice. So we are very close to the end of the game already, I'd say, in general. Like, there's the whole end boss fight, which takes forever, but...
Yeah. Overall, like, the normal gameplay, we're getting pretty close to the end.
By the way, which Bankrat do we have? Did you check that? We have the, I guess the more flat-faced one?
Yeah, we have the flat one, the funny one. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get the weird, like, different fish skin for the first boss at the start, you have a chance to get either this version of Bankrant or, like, a version that looks like Handsome Squidward.
Didn't know that had anything to do with, like, the very first boss.
Yeah, I mean, so
Aww.
far I've only gotten the different skins when I got it, like a run with the different boss at the start. But normally, like, you're supposed to get, like, a normal shaped Bankrant there. But sometimes he just looks funny. This one actually, this version that I got actually makes the insane, like, this run on the insane difficulty a lot harder. Because in the final boss fight, he has like a stomp down attack, and since he's wider, his hitbox is a lot wider.
Yeah. I had that version on my casual playthrough of, like, on the insane version of the definitive. Or the insane difficulty of the definitive edition when I first played it. And I spent a couple of days trying to do that.
It's really unfortunate. I tried to do an insane, like, speedrun once, and I gave up after like half an hour of trying to beat the boss. It's pretty hard if you don't like have any preparation through hours of previous gameplay.
Yeah. So here comes the second items transfer.
Oh. Click the wrong thing. Alright. This one's a lot tighter than the first one. I have to pretty much immediately. Like that. Should be fine. And now we get the warp mask, and now we can... Hello? Why is it?
That's
what
not
is it on?
That's oblique. Hello? That's Fnacker.
8, okay.
There we go.
That was weird. I don't know why what's it called? The hotkeys on that one are messed up for me like half the time. I don't really understand. I think it's because I forgot to take the other bleak off the 0 hotkey on my ride up the elevator in the church.
Oh, that might be it, yeah. So we are now on the flip side of the world, which is where that boss that we talked about and its different versions disappeared to. And, well, we gotta make him disappear right here, so we save the world.
Yeah, and we do that by sitting through a 5-minute auto-scroller. Which is, you know, an unfortunate ending to this speedrun, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I guess that is the reason why an insane run would actually be kind of interesting, because this would be more interesting to watch.
This would actually be a challenge to survive for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, I think it's actually longer than insane percent as well. Like in on insane.
Oh,
I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So we are playing on the definitive edition of the game, which is an update that came out around the end of 2019, I want to say, like no, September 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, sometime in
And
2019.
yeah, this game has been in development long before. I think, like, I definitely saw screenshots up to like 2008 or so, and the guys were doing like prototyping and little stuff on that, and it's
Yeah, it looked way
taking.
different back then.
Yeah,
Came a long way.
yeah, definitely. It's like a little indie project that got really polished, and yeah, you can see the end result is really nice. The thing why I bring up the definitive version is also this boss fight was changed because in the previous version it was a bit harder to grasp what you had to do, and it wasn't quite like this that you had a sort of auto scroller, but you were moving around. Like this chamber has side like pieces, I guess, so like side rooms that you would have to go in. That right now you saw Dex Snavel fly past with the beacon,
Yeah.
and in the previous version you would go there, and then you had to darken the room because that's what's happening now automatically. Because I guess they got the feedback that people were unsure of what they had to do, or maybe it was too hard. I don't know. So I think I finished the like the previous version once, and well, this one a lot in the speed run. But yeah.
I didn't actually know about Wuppo until after the definitive version, so I never played the original version of this boss fight.
Yeah, I think you still can do that if you wanted to, because the devs have been so nice to add like through Steam like a classic version in there that's been like right before the update. I think the last non-definitive version that's
I might
available to
check that
anybody.
out then.
There are a
we do
lot of
speedruns
quality
on
of
that?
life changes though.
Yeah, definitely.
That
there were also a lot more glitches for like making money.
Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, there like a couple of versions back there was a glitch where you could just, if you sold one specific item, it would not, like, you would not sell it, and you could do that repeatedly. Like you would get the money as we do with fake selling, but not consume the item or like transfer it over to the NPC. And that was used in the speedrun before. Yeah. So maybe this is also a good time to shout out the people that have worked on this game, because I mean, we came in 2020, so like I started in January 2020. I think you came like
In March, I
1 or
think.
2 months. Yeah, like 2 months after that.
Yeah.
So the definitive route, like there was something there, but you really helped grind it down. And there were a couple of people that ran this game before that, most notably Rat Hat, that had the world record before that. That still has a very solid, like close to sub 1 hour time on like the pre-definitive version. I think that's still a very good time. Then there's Control Alt T that did runs. I think there were a few other people. Have I forgot? Fuglestep. I've not read that name in a while, but yeah.
That guy's kind of weird.
Is he?
I mean, wasn't he the guy? Like he sent me a DM on speedrun.com. Like a while back that it was just a picture of like this outhouse, this like small little house with the words "this you" attached. I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, he sent me like a tin can of some Findus brand canned food, and with pretty much the same caption. And we've never heard of him since.
Yeah, there's been no contact.
Okay,
Also,
this is the end of the
up.
game. Time's in a couple of seconds. Sorry, we didn't mention that earlier.
And time. Yeah.
We got sidetracked.
Didn't even realize the fight was over.
Time flies if you have fun.
Yeah, but that was Wuppo. Pretty cool game.
Yeah, so there's a really lengthy credits or post-credits scene where all the characters are shown and what they're gonna do, and there's so much story and lore in this game, so definitely check that out if any of this looked interesting to you. Not just the gameplay itself, but maybe also, like, I don't know, if you like the look or the feel of the game, it's quirky, fluffy, nice.
Yeah, there's really so much more in this game that we just completely skipped over, didn't even see in this run. So there's like a lot of stuff you can do. It took me like 15 hours on my first playthrough, and I didn't even like do everything you could do, not even close.
Yeah. And there's just a wholesome little ending for everybody. Like that end boss at the end, well, we made him disappear, but he still exists. He's still coming by every now and then. We bake him a little, no, not a little, a huge cake of mud, because that's what he enjoys. And like the Knaf that have been infesting the city, like they sort of, well, somebody told them how to speak, so there's progress there. And a bunch of other things that happen to the characters in the whole thing. So, yeah, this was Wuppo. Any percent, the fastest run we have. And a 50:32 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's
darn good
time. That's what, 2 minutes behind the record?
Yeah, that's crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a fun run to do, just do, but if you want to go for record, it can get a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things we haven't figured out that also, right? With the tram is still, or do you have tram figured out? Would you say that?
I'd say I have it figured out. Yeah, it's on the same. It starts on the same cycle as the train, which means if you get all of the like 11 fake cells you do down at Betty's shop in about like 20 to 30 tries without like accidentally selling it. So if you just like get it perfectly, basically, you can catch the tram and save time that way. So you're basically like, if you do it well, you're pace locked to when the tram arrives.
I see, okay. Yeah. I guess if it depends on how consistent you are with fake cells, I'm lost there.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get good at. I've spent a good like probably like 20 to 30 hours just like pretty much just doing that trick and practicing it in runs and out of runs. It's pretty annoying, but once you like get the rhythm down, you can get it pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I think this was a really nice run, and nice to show up Wuppo at an event at all, because we haven't done that yet. So yeah, thank you also for submitting that and letting me commentate for you. That was was really fun to do.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to convey this game as well just on my own.
Oh, I think you would have done a fine job. Yeah, I think just I wasn't sure how much we're gonna talk like through the whole thing at the start of this, but now like there's so much going on. There's explaining the stuff that's happening, then what's happening in the story to even get what's going on, and then there's also, oh yeah, there was this stuff we tried and that hasn't, and then I didn't even get to that. There's so much I could talk about this game apparently, and I didn't even know that.
But yeah, that was a nice little ending sequence, and yeah, that was pretty much it for Wuppo.
Yeah.